The following is a presentation of the St. Louis Chess Club. The players before you are 8 of the most promising juniors in St. Louis, Missouri. Today on LeeChess.org, they answer the challenge of the Zugdidi Chess School in a friendly match. Near the coastline of the Black Sea, Zugdidi in the nation of Georgia plays home to the Zugdidi Chess School. Today, the opponents of the St. Louis Chess Club. Today in Chess has live coverage of Zugdidi versus St. Louis starting now. And hello, chess fans. Ben Simon here, along with international arbiter, the most entertaining man in chess, Mike Kummer, for Zugdidi versus St. Louis. What an interesting match, Mike. Tell me a little bit about this match.
Sure. So Zugdidi contacted our executive director, Tony Rich, and said, let's have a match. And then Tony said, I'll get my best man on the job. And here we are. We assembled 8 of our promising young Scholastic players to take on the team from Georgia. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And this is going to be 8 on 8. Correct. And it's just one round of games. We thank you for staying with us over the course of this past hour. We've been trying to hook up with our friends in Georgia on LeeChess.org, which is where you can see these games. They're going live right now. We want to tell you that the format of the name scheme is St. Louis, the letter N, and then the board number. So St. Louis N 1 through 8. Except for number 3, Aaron Lynn, who is Aaron's son boy, but we'll talk about that.
S-U-N.
Yes, U-S-U-N. Right. So let's take a look at this tournament format. We said it's a friendly, unrated 8 on 8 exhibition, only one round. The games will be 25 minutes per clock with a 10-second increment. And remember, since this is online, you can do that pre-move, Mike.
Oh, yeah, but very risky, especially toward the end of the game, because they'll try to razzle-dazzle you and trick you. So you got to be careful with that pre-move.
All right. And, of course, the first team to 4.5 points will be the winner. Of course, all the games will go to their conclusion. But let's take a look at the players for both teams here. We've got alternating colors, and here we'll see boards 1 through 4. And Mike, take it away for just a moment and tell us who is playing today.
So Ira Zhao is our team captain. She's playing board 1. She is playing against Santi. And then on board 2, we have Ashish Panda playing against Georgie. Ashish will have the black pieces. Aaron Lynn, Aaron's son boy as you call him, will be playing the white pieces against Alika. And then Alex Zhang, one of our Danny Machuca's promising student who just won the March Knights actually with 3.5 points. He'll have the black pieces against Katarine. And then on board 5, we have Aiden Hwang playing against Mikhail. Then Selena Zhao, Ira Zhao's sister, will have the black pieces against Nika. On board 7, Newman Chen will have the white pieces against Nia. And then rounding out the team is Shish's younger brother, Adi Panda, playing against Meggie. Adi will have the black pieces. So we have the white pieces on the odd boards, boards 1, 3, 5, and 7. And we'll have the black pieces on board 2, 4, 6, and 8.
And hold those up there for just a moment because I want to raise a point here, Mike. As far as FIDE ratings go, these players are very, very similar in strength. And granted, they may actually be. But using the Chess Club and Mark Glickman and Maxime Richard's system, the universal rating system, you can see that there is actually quite the disparity in some situations. I mean, you look at board number 5, Aiden and Mikhail, 500-point difference there. And we've got to say that the universal rating system will account for classical, rapid, and blitz games. It's one rating across all systems. So these are rapid games here, game in 25. This raises the question, is St. Louis outmatched, Mike?
Well, we'll see. We'll see how the universal rating system, because Mikhail's FIDE rating is just 1390, but as you see on the screen, his URS rating is 1862, so it'll be a big challenge for Aiden It's a case study. Does a universal rating system hold up?
My goodness, that is a big, big difference. So we've seen the players, and we know what is up. All of the games are underway, and we thank you for watching with us on YouTube. And remember to check out the games on Lee Chess. But Mike, wasting no more time, let's take a look at our team captains in action.
All right, so we got on board number 1, Iris against Satni. Iris is playing with the white pieces. She's typical E4, and then you don't see this every day. Knight to C6, the Nimzovich. So this is actually an underestimated opening. I might try this in my next game. So white typically plays D4 whenever you can play D4. You know, if they didn't put any pressure on it, you want to play it right away. And so black counters with D5. You know who actually plays this opening is Grandmaster Ken West. He's a big fan of the Nimzovich.
The world's only 1,300 grandmasters.
Yeah, right. URS, right?
Yeah, I don't know what his URS is actually.
So, okay, E5, get the bishop out. So, you know, white just develops the knight. Queen to D7, so maybe trying to castle long here. Protects the pawn. H6. So I guess they're afraid that if they castle, the knight will hop into G5 here. Okay. All right, challenge the bishop. She ignores it. He ignores it. Knight to C3. Interesting. E6. So now Iris has a chance to double the pawns. And she does. All right, good job, Iris. H4. All right, preventing the pawn onslaught of G5, F4. I like it, I like it, I like it. So now, oh, the winky G6. So Iris is in control of this game. I like Iris's chances. She's kind of like calling the shots and like, you ain't going to G5, buddy. But where is Iris going to castle, though, now? Is she going to castle long just like Satni did? Because castling short in this position might be a little dangerous. So I like Iris's position here. Keep in mind, I am not analyzing with a computer. So these are just the thoughts of Missouri Scholastic champion. So
1998.
1998.
Yes.
So time has progressed. So, all right. So let's go to the next one, huh? Let's go to, let's just go down the line. Let's go to board number 2.
All right. Ashish Panda with black is playing Georgi Sartanya of Zugdidi.
All right. Knight F3. This is fine. D5. I like it. So Ashish counters with D5 here. C4.
And I've got to mention right now, Ashish is actually not at his computer. That's his brother right there, Adi, who's on board 8. So I guess he. Oh, there he is. He's coming back. All right.
He always likes to circle around to see what else is going on. There's nothing wrong about that either.
Right.
You're allowed to scroll around in tournaments, check out the other games. You know, just pace yourself. You know, nothing wrong with that. So E6. So black just voluntarily trapped in his bishop, and look what white does. This is horrible. If I was who's board 2 for Zugdidi?
Sartanya.
I would be just lashing out at him right now, because the first thing he does, he just help Ashish out. Wow. Now my bishop's free. You got the D pawn still. You just traded an advanced pawn for a backwards pawn. It's like I would just be, oh
Man.
Okay, but luckily I'm not a student, so Ashish is winning now. All right, just play bishop. So in this position, he should just break the pin up with bishop to e7. Okay, just break the pin instantly. Because now when he brings out bishop f5, he's just asking white to bring his queen to b3 and attack the b pawn, the d pawn, all the good stuff. And there he does. There he does. And the last thing you want to play is b6 here. You know what the best move in this position actually is? And I don't need a computer to tell me. Bishop to c8, just backwards. I'm sorry I made that move.
It happens to me often.
Yeah. But okay, so you got to watch out for that. Whenever they move that c pawn out, you bring that bishop out, you weaken the b pawn and queen to b3. Yeah. All right, so bishop takes pawn. So remove the defender. So now look what Ashish has to do. Double isolate his pawns. So see how this all could have just been avoided. You could have just played bishop e7, castle. You don't have to make any fireworks in the opening here, right? Just play conservative, get castled, just check off the boxes, you know, instead bringing out his light squared bishop, and it just led to all kinds of problems. Very frustrating.
Now, Mike, are you, I mean, I know that you helped put this match together, but are you officially the coach? Like, what's your role here?
Well, of course, I'm a homer, right? So I'm cheering for St. Louis, but I have no affiliation for the team. Iris Zhao is obviously the team captain.
Yeah.
So.
We know we have a lot of Zugdidi people watching, actually, today.
Oh, good,
Yeah,
good.
it's about 9 o'clock p.m. over there in Georgia.
Yeah, very late, very late. But they stayed up. They're all playing in a conference room in one of their luxurious hotels. So they're all playing as a team.
The Hotel Iberia Palace, I believe it's called. Yes.
Yes.
We got the boardroom. Very nice place.
And we have the VIP boardroom in the St. Louis Chess Club, obviously, that we're very lucky to have.
Yes.
Yes.
The greats have played in that room, for sure.
Yes, yeah. World champions. Garry Kasparov has played there. Magnus Carlsen, Anand. So yep, they're playing
Basically
with
everybody but Kramnik. Name them if they've been
Right,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so White plays a very good move. He does not want to be checked, so he plays a3 very well. Bishop attacks the knight, so he's trying to double his pawns up. So if White should just retreat his knight. Instead, he's like, I'll take some double pawns too. Okay, so instead, Ashish is like, instead of giving him double pawns, he's like, please undouble my pawns. And he's like, no sale, no sale. And now Ashish has missed out his chance to double his pawns. But maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he's begging for White on board 2 to castle so he can get some action on the G file and maybe even push this pawn H5, H4. So, okay, so I like White in this position, but not by much. Okay, so let's go with Aaron Lin. He's one of the promising stars of the St. Louis Chess Club. The sky is the limit for this guy. He has no ceiling. He could be a future grandmaster playing in the boardroom here.
Aaron Lin playing white pieces on board number 3 against Alika Karaya of Zugdidi.
All right, so yeah, E4, C5, the Sicilian. I like this opening. E6, D4, typical stuff. So, okay, so knight attacks the pawn, so we have to deal with it. Okay, so knight to C3, so I would expect bishop B4 here. Excellent. So here we go again. Double isolated pawns. But he chooses not to give Aaron double isolated pawns. And plus isolating the A pawn. So the kid's got to really watch out for that weakness, you know. Castle. So still saying I can take the isolated pawns. Take. And he's like, forget about it. You had your chance. You had 10 chances to take that. I'm not giving you any more chances. All right, so I would expect C3 here. A3. C3 might be a little better, but it gets the job done. Okay, so he's going to fianchetto his, they're both going to fianchetto the bishops here. Okay. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. We have a sacrifice. We have a sacrifice.
But is it sound, Mike?
Does it sound, at first glance, I'm going to say no. But if I was Aaron, I would have taken this instant, which you probably did. So big check, big check, big check, big check. And now he's going to threaten checkmate.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear is right. Oh, dear is right. How do we stop the checkmate? How do we stop it? Oh, we have a funky way to stop it with, bishop to E5. Is there any other way? All right, rook to E1. Oh my gosh. So the funniest way to stop this checkmate is actually by bringing your bishop here and then just giving back the piece. If you want to be funny. I don't know. I've sometimes played chess for humor. You know, it's like a laugh.
Is there a less funny way to get out of the situation?
Yeah, right. Because F3 is just, oh my God. Or F3 actually doesn't stop mate. G3 obviously doesn't stop mate.
No, Aaron's either laughing or crying right now. I can't tell. He must see the funny position.
Yeah.
I think
That's what you like about Aaron. He's
Right.
always smiling. Nothing can get him down. He's like, nothing can break my stride. You know.
So it's like 2 minutes before the round was supposed to start. All the 7 players are here except for Aaron, and we're like, oh God, he's making us sweat it out. And he just walks in. He's like, hey,
Yeah,
we're all good. Hey, so they have played a few more moves. I see.
Yeah,
Here.
this is not going to be pretty for Aaron.
No. Oh.
Oh my God. Just calling the clowns or whatever. Oh my gosh. This is just. So you gotta. Yeah, knight F4. See a queen. Didn't need him anyway. Ooh, and then he's like, get out of here, queen. Get out of here. So big check coming up, obviously, and this is gonna be all she wrote. Oh. So now he's threatening with that. He's discovered the pin on the G pawn here. So he's threatening queen takes H3 check. Let's see if Aaron sees it. He does. And now once he plays knight E3, it's just like, this is unfortunate. This is resignable probably for white, obviously. But hey, he's going to make a go of it. In a team tournament, you never want to resign anyway. And plus, you never want to be the first to lose either. So you might as well play it out to the bitter end. Queen to Queen to G3. What does that actually threaten here? Oh, probably just knight takes G2, bishop takes G2, etc. All right, so bishop takes E5 here. Oh, this is... Let's just buzz through this move because this is going to be a check. Queen takes, rook, because we got other games to get to here. All right, let's just do the mercy rule on this one and move to board 4, where hopefully things are going better for the St. Louis Chess Club. So on board 4, we have good old...
Alex Zhang is black.
Alex Zhang is black. Okay.
He's taking on Ekaterin Bekvaya.
All right, so E4, we got the French defense here. The Vinovar variation here. It's a very good one. So check. I mean, this can't be real. Check. So obviously just helping the guy out with C6 here. Knight up. So do we just retreat with bishop E7 or do we get castled? Castled. So maybe he's eyeing that H7 square as well. So H3. He's not as ambitious as Aaron Lynn's opponent. Maybe luckily for us. So we get to develop a check here. That's good. Oh, and now he retreats the bishop off that very juicy diagonal there. So that's good. Good for us. Queen to A5. And right, as Ben Feingold says, you never want to play Grandmaster Ben Feingold, who actually is in the other Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. He always says you never want to play Bishop D2. It just means you're retreating, you're not doing well. So black definitely has the advantages. I mean, this is not good for white, this setup. I know it looks like cautious and everything, but that's not what you want. That's not your dream position as white here. So he retreats as well. Castle. Okay, now if only the bishop and the queen were introverted, you'd have a lot better going on, you know. Because that bishop check on H2 isn't very scary. Even if he moves the knight, it's not very scary. The knight up. Probably, well, I don't want to speculate, but probably in that position, knight F8 was probably more accurate. Because that knight is not going to have much of a future on B6. Sad to say. Sad to say. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Now his bishop is getting active. So what do we do here? My vote is for knight to e5. Let's just get it up there and see what's happening. Yes, good job, Alex Zhang. Good job. And Alex Zhang is one of our star scholastic instructor, Danny Mashuka's one of his star pupils, and Alex Zhang has progressed mightily in the last couple months.
Absolutely. You know, I've seen. You'll notice all these players are in the same room despite this just being an online match. And there's a lot of team unity going on. I see Alex is one of the kids who's going up and going around and taking a look at everyone's board.
Yes.
Now, this is, I mean, it's just an exhibition, but you still don't want to have any like draw offers on the board when you need to win. But it's good for team unity, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, so when I was constructing this match, there's Alex Zhang is part of the Froyo gang. Him, Aiden Huang, Selena Zhao, and Rex Xu, unfortunately, is in China and cannot participate. But they're all part of the Froyo gang. They train together, they come to the club together, and they're always having a grand old time, let's say. They support each other, and there's a fun group, and that helps in chess when you have support. It just makes everything better.
For sure. Yeah, and even though we had the delay, you could tell that all the kids up in the boardroom were having a really good time, actually.
Yeah.
I think they may have even turned on the stream a little bit, maybe weren't too entertained with it, but yeah, they were having a good time.
Yeah, Newman Chen's also part of the gang. Yeah, they're just dancing around, just having fun. They weren't reckless, they weren't restless, they were just having fun, following the big Fabiano Magnus match that's going on right now. So what are you guys doing watching this?
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess we are in the midst of the grandkid tournament.
Yes. Unfortunately, Fabiano, one of our MVPs of the Pro Chess League, unfortunately had the commitment of playing Granki instead of playing in San Francisco live April 7th and 8th to watch the to participate with the Archbishops on board 1 against our foes Armenia, Chengdu Pandas, or the Turtles. I don't know how to pronounce wherever the Turtles are from. Lubigia. Maybe you can help me out. I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know.
We'll have to figure that one out. We'll talk about the Pro Chess League a little bit later on. Are we caught up to date with Alex Zhang's game?
We are not. Okay. He just slammed down knight e4.
Aha. So, knight e4.
Okay, so we are here. We go. So here we are. So white takes it. Takes back, so now the knight is under attack. Knight retreats, attacks the pawn. Okay, making some luft, so his king now has a flight square. Doesn't want to get back row checkmated. That's always nice. Bishop back. And now the very ambitious f5. f5. Of all the players so far, I have been most impressed with Alex's game, for sure. Knight fork. So knight captures. So this is, yeah, the only plan I did not agree with Alex was putting the knight up b6. But with knight to c4, he's kind of helping him out. And Alex is like, check, I don't care. That's fine. It's fine. I don't care. I'm just going to get out of check. It's fine. Uh-oh. All right, but this is no problem either. So queen attacks the rook, threatening lots of stuff. So just move out the bishop. Perfect. So now the rooks are connected. He's got all the pieces out. He is firmly in the middle game and doing great. This trade actually helps Alex. Because look, this white's bishop is obviously better than black's. And white takes it, so that trade is great. Okay, so you lose a pawn. Big whoop. We got the open F file now. We got this queen bishop battery. I still like Alex's chances. All right, connect the rooks. Queen retreats. All right, queen to the F file. Here we go. Queen retreats again. All right, rook to g6. This is getting good. So yeah, if you ever get down in chess like a pawn, actually I think that was more of a pawn sacrifice anyway. But don't let it deter you. Look on the bright side. Like, okay, so I'm down a pawn, but I got the F file now. And your king is on the G file. So let's get a rook on the G file. So now this pawn is in a pin, and we got things going for us. So white probably thinks he's better. He's up a pawn, but black is on the attack. Let's just see how it goes. So let's keep an eye on that game for sure. And look, and also when you're on the attack, usually you're going to have a time advantage. So he's got a nice time advantage on the kid from Zugdidi. All right, so let's try board number 5.
Board 5. Yeah, I got to tell you, Mike, we have some unfortunate news, but news we expected.
Yep.
Board number 3, our superstar player, Aaron Lynn, has gone down. It checkmate on the board against Alika
Good.
Karaya.
Play to mate. Try
So,
for tricks. Yep.
Yeah, that's the scholastic rule, the great scholastic rule.
All right, so we have a huge time advantage on board 5. So we have Aiden Huang against Mikhail.
Mikhail Sichinava.
Let's just press this button. All right, so that makes it easy. So Aiden has the white pieces. So E4, we got another Sicilian. C3, either called the C3 Sicilian or the Alapin. Well, usually you play that on move 2, but all right, that's just semantics. So knight attacks the pawn, push the pawn, attack the knight. D4, the trade of pawns. Bishop attacks the queen. So we've seen this before. Every time you move out that bishop, your B pawn is going to be exposed. So I can bet all my money on what this move's going to be. Queen to B6, attacking the pawn. Okay, but that's good. That's good. The last thing you wanted to play here was B3. So Alex is very, very interested in what his teammate's doing. Check it out. Okay.
Now, Mike, just to clarify, are these players allowed to talk to each other in any way?
No. The only thing, we did not go over this, but the only thing they can do, and I should have really gone over this, is they are allowed to ask the team captain, like, should I draw? But Iris would not be able to look at the board.
Yes. So no advice based on the position, just on the score situation.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yes. So this is red alert for white here. His queen is pinned to his king, but there's an easy solution, knight to c3. Uh-oh, he's piling on. Do we want to play rook to c1 here? We have to. Okay, h6. All right, bishop retreats, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop attacks the rook, no problem. Rook's on the open b file, b6. So now the bishop can either get fianchettoed along the long diagonal or ask for the trade on a6. I would think more like eyeing b7. Wow. All right, so rook attacks the queen. Queen moves out of danger. Rook back to b3, attacking the bishop. So he's like, okay. So here's the moment of truth for white here. He could try the knight sack, but that looks kind of dubious. Or he can just retreat to g3 and then push h4. So he takes the more conservative route. That's what I would have played. Knight back to e7, eyeing this nice square on f5 or d5. Probably doesn't know where to go. Bishop attacks the queen here. So queen to a5 is the only way. So he really wants to trap that queen, but it doesn't look like that's going to be a possibility. c4, so he's just like, let's trade the queens. Interesting. Oh, so, wow. So Black made an impressive move here. Because if he would just trade the queens, queen takes, king takes, that bishop is trapped. Can't retreat to d6, can't retreat to c5, can't retreat to b4, b2, and c1 will be covered. So excellent move by Black in this position. Who is this? This is Mikhail, right?
Yeah, Sichinava.
Yeah, good move. Very, very good. So castle attacks the bishop. So bishop attacks. So take. So Black conceded a lot, but he saved the piece. You'd rather have double isolated pawns than dropping a bishop, obviously. And now he's got double pawns over here. But he can use that G file possibly to his advantage. So let's look at this position one more time here. In this position, I would actually probably recommend more king to e2 because the queens are off the board. You're kind of already in an end game instead of castling. But we'll see how, yep, do some pawn hunting. Good. So now, okay. See, this is dangerous now. With that king on g1 instead of e2, that would have been a perfect spot because if bishop takes, knight, king takes, and you're all set. So if he retreats this knight here, you're going to see some action on the G file.
And Mike, I got to point out, look at the difference in the time on the clocks right here. We have Alex Zhang, who's up by, 17 minutes, give or take.
I believe this is...
Pardon me, Aiden Huang.
Huang. Yeah, Wang.
Yeah, pardon me.
But Black was kind of in some trouble there, whereas bishop and queen were getting harassed. So he had to play that very precise, or else, as you saw in the Aaron Lin game, your game can go... You can fall fast, unfortunately. So... But now he's got the momentum now, so he should be able to play a little bit quicker here. So obviously, as we were anticipating, rook to g8, f3 is good here. And, the knight's coming in. Knight's coming into e3 here. Rook to d8, huh? So preparing a d5 possibly. Okay, so now he's got his knight into e3. So you see another target on this g2 square. So rook f2. No need to sacrifice the exchange there. Knight harasses the rook. Rook harasses the knight. And there it is. He got the shot. The one thing you didn't want to happen happened. I hate it when that happens. It's like he has one threat in the position, and you didn't nullify it. This could have all been avoided if he wouldn't have castled. He should have understood that he was in an endgame, played his king up to e2. It would have got the same job done, and a lot of this could have just been prevented. So now, take the pawn. Now knight e3 is coming in, so he's got 3 men on the pawn now, but we got 2 defenders. And the king is obviously the worst defender because kings cannot capture defended pieces, obviously.
And now we see that the black player from Zugdidi has drifted under a minute.
Yeah, red alert on that
We got to tell you, that's not the only case of time trouble, severe time trouble. On board number 6, Iris' sister Selena has black, and she has the good end of the time against Nika Kobalia. Nika from Zugdidi has 38 seconds left.
All right, so what is going on in this position? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they each have the same number of pawns. They each have the same color bishop, but the white player from Zugdidi, Nika, has the rook instead of the knight. But that knight's pretty awesome on e5. Can't be forced away by a pawn. Nice outpost. Gives Selena a big check here. So king up. It does defend the f pawn, but it stays on this critical dark square diagonal. So queen back protects the pawn here. So what is Iris going to do? So Iris can fork here, but I don't know if that was the best route. So, okay, so yeah, they had to trade the queens. A knight takes pawn. All right. So rook forks the 2 pawns. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. King f6 here is the best move, in my opinion. e6. Wow, that pawn is going to be tough to stop, Ben Simon. That b pawn is going to be tough to stop.
Well, it's a pass pawn with a clear path.
And with that 10-second increment, this is going to be lights out for Selena, unfortunately, unless he can pull something out of the hat. So knight takes. You got to get that bishop on this diagonal to cover b8, okay? So bishop to f4 should be the plan here.
Well, you think Selena's thinking about just taking the pawn straight away with the knight? Is she that desperate?
She's not desperate yet.
Okay.
We'll have time, especially if we get on that good Selena. So Selena knows the threat. And you don't want to give up here because you have your own pass pawn, but unfortunately that king is covering the e file pretty well, and now you just put your bishop in front of it. This game, let's just go to the next one.
Okay.
Let's put a fake win in for fake win in for Mikhail.
I'll let you know when win or if it's official.
All right, let's go to the Newman game, huh?
Board number 7, Newman Shen
Look
from St.
at-
Louis with
and-
white
look
pieces
at this,
against Naya Shania.
Oh, Selena gives the thumbs up, like maybe she sees something we don't. Maybe she thinks she's playing with the
Did she
white
do that
pieces.
to the camera? Did she say thumbs up to the camera?
Yeah.
I missed that. Was that Newman stomping around there?
Newman, yeah, you can hear him from down here in the studio. Stomping around, because Newman knows 14 seconds, not even at the board when his guy is in so much time trouble here. So yeah, king there looked like a good move here. So let's see what's going on here. We got bishops of the same color endgame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 pawns for the black pieces. We are white in this position. Newman is white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They both have 5 to 5 pawns. This is just going to be a draw. We can just go to the next one. This is draw. Yeah, I don't care if this guy's got 15 seconds left. He can pre-move bishop.
Just bishop shuffling.
Bishop shuffling. Yep. So this one is bishop h7, bishop g6, blah blah blah.
I don't know. You never know. These are kids now, Mike.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. I take it all back. White could have an idea to run black out of moves. So let's see. So bishop to c8 looks good.
Mike, I think you're more nervous than the kids.
Yeah. so you wanted to play bishop to c8 here.
Oh, 6 seconds.
6, 5, 4, 3.
Oh, and these times are 100% accurate. This isn't like the DGT clocks where maybe it's a second off.
Right.
No, this is it.
Yep. So Newman's forcing it. So now bishop to c8 here. King to d2. So he's just repeating. Newman's got no reason to really ever get off of this e3 square. So now he's going to put Newman to the test. Because you see there's no way for black to break in because of the c pawn. But there is a way for white to break in on d4. So I expect a5 here. And now king back to e. Ooh, nice. So let's just try to run black out of moves here. King to e3.
Unfortunately, breaking news here. Adi Panda, our board 8 player, has been checkmated against Megi Sobekia.
Adi, we never knew you. We didn't get to see it, but maybe that was for the best. But it looks like he put up a heck of a fight, though. You see, at the bitter end, he's trying to checkmate white as well. So,
right.
So noble effort by Adi, you know?
We'll probably see all these games go to a checkmate if they're decisive. And no resignations, wouldn't you think?
Yes, that is the plan in the team events. Yeah, you never want to resign. You want to hold on to the bitter end.
So right now, Zugdidi Chess School leads St. Louis 2-0. Remember, 4.5 clinches the match.
They're very interested in Newman's game again. Newman. Yeah, all right, try to run this kid out of moves.
All right, yes.
All right.
This is going to be a very important game here for this match, if Newman can pull this out. But, I mean, is there still a way?
Maybe we can put our bishop. Oh, he just lost the pawn. But he lost the pawn.
Oh, my goodness.
So this is just getting exciting here. And with the guy on time pressure, he's got to play pretty precise. So let's hunt down this H-pawn. Is there even time to hunt down the H-pawn?
There's not enough time, though. Look at
that. Is that king in the, as they say, the box or whatever. So if he plays A4, king D2, A3, king C2, A2, I think we're in the box. I think we're in the box.
He's got to go. He's got to go.
All right, very exciting. So now we have a pass pawn. He's got a pass pawn. All right, get king D2, obviously instant.
I don't know.
What's the thinker about? What's the thinker about?
He can't catch him
king
now.
D2. He was in the box, but then
What happened here?
he fell out of the box.
This game's over.
He fell out of the box.
Oh no, poor Newman Shen.
It's good to be in the box, but once you're in the box, you still got to play when you're in the box, okay? You can't just sit there with sand in your face, okay? You got to go.
He's a move short. And you know, these games, we knew they'd be wild. These are kids playing. It doesn't matter if they have high ratings or not. It's unpredictable, you know.
You got to feel for Newman here.
But he's gonna play on. I think it's over, you know. I think it's over.
Yeah, oh my God! So this could be 3-0, and then we had the fake win with the Selena game. Let's see if there's any news on that front.
Board six is over. White is victorious. That means that Selena Zhou has fallen to Nika Kobalia. Mike, I gotta tell you, 3-0 for Zugdidi Chess School. I know that they are probably cheering right now.
Yeah. Because you're right, so they can clinch at least the tie with the match. But we were kind of top heavy. Let's just say we were top heavy, right? So let's get some good news on Ira Zhao or Ashish Panda. We obviously didn't get any good news on the Aaron Lin game. Let's go to let's just go back to the team captains and see what's going on there.
All right, Ira Zhao playing white against Satni Kvartshava.
All right, so the queen is under attack. It claims that somebody is +1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns for white, 7 for black. But Iris might be reclaiming that pawn on the H file pretty soon. I would expect. Oh wow! A lot of pressure on this E pawn here.
Mike Kummer on board 5, Aiden Huang has defeated Mikhail Sichinava, scoring St. Louis's first point in a checkmate in the center of the board. Take a look at that.
You gotta love it. Yeah, we just had I host Friday Quantified. It's called a name of a YouTube show, and Aiden just had he put Brandon Stanfield in a cool checkmate in the middle of the board. That was kind of similar like that. Of course, a queen checkmate that was aided by a knight. So if you want to check out our studio short, Quantified, it's episode number 3 with Aiden with a cool checkmate. He's the second interview in that one. So
you have the time code on that?
Time code. Oh God, it's way back. That's a long episode of Quantified, the old man chess. So go to 10 to 12 minutes.
Mike, we got these games are breaking down. That's a bad thing about only having one round. They all start at the same time. It's all coming to a head right now.
Yeah.
So what do you have?
We got board 2, the Ashish Panda game. Ashish is playing with the black pieces. It looks like it's dead even. They both have passed E-pawns. That's something you don't see every day, right? Where you have, each side has a passed pawn on the other side on the same file.
It does look unusual. Yeah.
Very unusual. But to Ashish's credit, he also has a passed D-pawn, but White has a passed F-pawn as well. So White has a nice blockade though, but do you really want a rook just to be a blockader? Whew, this is looking pretty drawish here. Who is going to break through first? I don't know who can. Where did that rook even come from? Oh, okay, so he wanted the rook to be the defender of the G pawn, so stop any shenanigans. Yeah, this is going to be tough for either player to really make any progress.
On board 4, we have the match's only draw thus far, as Ekaterin Bekvaya of Zugdidi with the white pieces has drawn Alex Zhang with black. Alex Zhang, one of St. Louis's players. That brings the score total to 3.5. 1.5. Zugdidi leads.
Yeah, so it looks like black had some pressure.
White had to force a draw.
Right, but in a team event, when you're winning, like Zugdidi unfortunately is, that was a good plan. Just force the draw and call it a day.
There it is.
There it is, the perpetual. And there's nothing Alex could do about it. But good for Alex. He got on the board first. That was our second player that got on the board with Aiden Wong with the victory as well. So 1.5. We're starting to amass a couple points here. A couple. Okay, and now Ira Zhao is down in the red alert column under 40 seconds here, and she is still just down the pawn, but there's a lot of pressure on the e pawn. But notice that Iris has maneuvered her knight over to the king's territory here, so maybe she's thinking about just getting a checkmate here. Maybe just go all out with b4, b5, and or retreat the knight. Retreat the knight.
Oh my goodness.
Do we have other news here?
Mike, board number 7, Newman Shen has flagged. He has run out of time straight up against Zugdidi's Shania. And that will do it. That clinches the match for the Zugdidi Chess School. I want to be the first to say, because I know that you're very hurt right now, congratulations to the Zugdidi Chess School, but we still have 2 more games that are in progress, but they will clinch this match.
It's always nice to win a match, and congratulations to Zugdidi. They put out a better team, maybe. Maybe the URS is for real.
I'm telling you, with universalrating.com, man, check it out. One rating system across all time controls. They were, I mean, in my opinion, quite underrated when it comes to their FIDE versus their URS.
Yes.
And we could see there in the opening what their rating difference would be. So.
Right, because FIDE, they take into account just certain tournaments that are FIDE rated, and plus you have to play FIDE rated players in that FIDE event to go towards your FIDE rating. So it's very limiting, kind of, where the URS is all encompassing, basically.
Right.
So yeah, there is some. Good job, whoever created the. You know everybody.
It was the super band of mathematicians. No, but it really is a neat rating system. The thing is, it hasn't gained a lot of traction yet, simply because we don't know a lot about it yet. It's all like secret proprietary information. They haven't released it yet. Like, we work at the chess club. We haven't even seen the inner workings of it. Universalrating.com. Check it out. But thanks for joining us here on LeeChess.org. We're staying with it to the end, guys, and we still have 2 games left. It's the top 2 boards. Ira Zhao in trouble on board number 1, 30 seconds left.
Yeah, and down a pawn as well, and they got the passed G pawn. So passed pawns have been quite a struggle for the St. Louis team. They just can't seem to stop them when all's said and done. Lots of queen promotions, but that's kind of what you see when you play to the end. Usually you just tip it before it comes to that point, but we're making them play it out, and when you play it out, you get some queens. Oh, and what a nice maneuver by black here. Knight takes d4. Wow. So this pawn is obviously pinned because to the queens. So now Iris is down by 2. And 14 seconds left. That's why when the knight was up on c5, Iris probably should have just gone for it with b4, b5, and tried any kind of checkmate. Just put the pressure on. But this is going to be tough. And it looks like this e-pawn is going to fall now as well. Oh, but if the queen is, and then the knight is protecting the f-pawn as well. This is going to be tough. I don't see anything wrong with rook takes e3 in this position. So let's see if it actually happens. All right, so Satni is, the board 1 of Zugdidi is under the minute, but with a 10-second increment, it's not all that bad. So okay, black just retreats. He's like, I'm in no pressure to take the e-pawn here. All right, so the knight's acting pretty nice, holding down the fort here. But oh gosh, here comes knight to e5. Now, if I was playing, I would stomp this move as hard as I could, so everybody in the tournament hall could hear it. It's like, oh my God, my comer must have played a great move. And sometimes those great moves aren't like, oh, I won your queen or something. Sometimes it's just, I got my knight on the coolest outpost you'd ever seen, and
screw it in, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
screw it in.
Slam it. Yeah, screw it in real tight. Maybe say something to your opponent like, I ain't ever moving. There's nothing you can do about it.
Do they have a chat window so they can trash talk their opponent?
Yes. First thing Aaron did, even though he was late to the game, was chat with the opponent. Newman was chatting, and he was like, "Oh, hi, I'm from St. Louis. You from Zugdidi? Yeah, that's why we have a St. Louis versus Zugdidi match." And then he's like, "Oh, I doubt they can even speak English, but I don't know. I don't know what language they have."
I don't think it's one of the major languages there, but I think, there are people who speak English, and of course you'd see in the chat, Levan Bergadze, one of the Georgian players who now
former
is
St. Louis Archbishop.
Yes.
Him and Priyadarshan Kanapan with our 2 IMs in one of our first inaugural seasons. So always a nice, good fan of Levan Bergadze.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's up to. He was in Baltimore for a while. I wonder if he's still there.
Yeah.
But we digress. Okay, so now let's go to the, we got a fork on the board. So yeah, I really don't understand. I mean, he moved the knight off of that awesome square, and plus he didn't take the e-pawn when he had the chance. So Satni is not playing like precise, but give him some credit here. He is under a minute here, also playing our team captain, who is also very well. So Iris has really mounted a comeback just by hanging in there, and just making moves and just playing. So knight to f3. Even though the knight is now on the 6th rank, you think, okay, I'm in a deeper territory, but knights are almost better on the 5th rank than the 6th rank. All right, big check on the board, big check. So Iris has to trade queens now. She has no choice. She must trade queens and play rook to e2. So let's just do it, because that's what you got to do.
It doesn't look good after she trades queens.
Oh, look at this!
Whoa! Tactics time.
Yeah, what do I know about rook e2? What do I know? What do I know about anything here? I was making me look like a fool, but I'm glad for her. Yep. So it's called removing the defender. So obviously, if he plays king to d7, protecting the queen, it's going to be even worse because rook to d8 will be on the way. Good job, Iris.
To be fair though, after rook d8, can't Satni just move the king back to c? Oh, he takes. Okay.
Yeah, takes. But now, it's looking good for Iris now. The comeback is on, but it's not over yet. Satni still has this pawn, as we know, is a detriment. But Iris is like, I'm gonna checkmate you. Rook h7, queen there, and it's gonna be lights out. So king c1. They move the knight to c5, attacking the queen. Iris that's why you don't pre-move in these things. You don't want to slam rook h7 here. So queen back, okay. Now will Satni finally take the e-pawn? That's the story of the match. Knight takes e3 is looking good. So now queen takes f5 check. But I've been wrong before. But yeah, check, good. King up, rook h7, check. Rook h7, check, yes. King to b6. Let's see how Iris is gonna wrap this one up. Where are you gonna go, Iris? This is still as pretty as it looks for Iris. There's still work to be done. Threatening the discovered check. King and queen are on the same diagonal. All right, so get it off there. All right, but now we got queen to e2, check. Always check. Yep, good. So king back to b6. And then how are we going to get our queen to check on b4 here? Do we just play queen to e1? Queen to d2, same principle. But this is a little bit better because now she has the option of queen to d4 check. So really keeping her options open. Very good. a5, queen to d4 check as expected. And, oh, this is going to, okay, king to a6. How can we wrap this one up? We'll just go inch by inch by inch. Maybe we'll just play queen to c5 here.
And Mike, breaking news, this is the last game going because on board 2,
Draw.
Ashish Panda has been checkmated. St. Louis's own black player Ashish Panda has been checkmated against Georgi Sartanya, so that brings their lead right now to 5.5 to 1.5.
And look, yeah, like I was saying, this is never easy with the G pawn, but interesting to. So after G2, what do we do? This, oh, after G2, I got it. Got rook to G5. And that'll wrap it up. All right, so, well, check, good, check. Yeah, if I'm Iris, I play queen to f1 here, right, and then after G2, or queen to G2 here. Let's just stop or queen to G1, okay, same principle again. Get our rook to the H file, our F file, and then rook to F3, hunt the pawn down, and call it a day. Iris is not in time pressure anymore, has +8 now, about ready to be +9. Don't do anything fancy, just eliminate the threat. Check. All right. Blocks the check. Give him another check. just start, yeah, just get as many checks in as possible. Queen to F1, just check them to death. And that might be it. No, he can block with a D3 here. And black resigned, white is victorious. And we got another point. Huh?
That's the top board.
Top board, yeah, that should count. If it was weighted,
right.
8 points.
Negotiate better next time, Mike, I tell you.
So our team captain takes down the team captain from Zugdidi with a big comeback, actually. Down in exchange, but it didn't deter. She kept fighting and got the W.
Absolutely, and so we have to give a shout out to Iris and Aiden Huang, the two players who won for the St. Louis team today. Yep. A hard-fought matchup. It's very, very tough. I figured it would be, as I'm sure you did.
Oh, for sure.
So I think we should talk to our team captain, and who knows, maybe even Aiden.
Yeah. Both good interviews.
Yeah.
Both smart, articulate children. Yep.
Yeah. So while we are waiting for to talk with our players, you mentioned the Pro Chess League earlier, and I want you to tell me because the weekend of April 7th, big Final Four event. Tell us about it.
Oh yeah, great. So it's actually going to be live on stage at the Folsom Arena. Basically, it's a 1,500 square, 1,500.
Seat?
Seat capacity. Thank you very much. It's much bigger than 1,500 square feet. It's like a converted warehouse in the heart of San Francisco, and there's a bar area, like the League of Legends, and it's like an esport atmosphere now.
Yeah, and that's different because the Pro Chess League has always been exclusively online, and we're talking about a worldwide audience of people, worldwide teams from China, everywhere in the U.S.,
Right.
Canada. It goes really everywhere in the world. But this is the first time that the players will meet in one city for the esports finale.
Yes, the St. Louis Archbishops obviously have a big home field advantage because our flight to San Francisco will only be about 4.5 to 5 hours, while the people from Chengdu, somewhere in Eastern Europe, the Turtles, and Armenia, while they have to fly all the way across the pond and get to us, and jet lag is going to be an issue. And most of our players are actually getting there on Thursday, and we won't have to play until Saturday, so we get time to rest up, see the beach, eat some great food in San Francisco, and really just relax and get mentally prepared for the match.
The Pro Chess League is hosted on chess.com. That's their broadcast partner. You can watch the games there. And also for more information, prochessleague.com if you're not going to make the trip out to San Francisco. But it will be a fun time.
Yeah, so it'll be Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific time will be the live drawing of the lots. And then the first match will start right at 10:15 on Saturday, April 7th. 10:15 Pacific time.
All right, so about noon here in St. Louis. Wonderful.
Yep.
Okay, and you know the Archbishops, they've been champions before. Going back to when this thing was just the U.S. Chess League, and so let's see if we can do it again. Huh?
Defending champs. Yeah, we got a lot to prove.
Right. So we're going to have one of our St. Louis players come in and talk to us in just a moment, but let's take a break first, and we'll be back for more Today in Chess.
As the St. Louis Chess Club celebrates its 10th anniversary, the U.S. Championships return to St. Louis for the 10th straight year. This April, America's best players descend on St. Louis to play for the country's top honor. Wesley So and Sabina Feuser will be defending their championships as they face an all-star field. Don't miss America's best battle it out at the St. Louis Chess Club, celebrating 10 years of promoting, teaching, and playing the game of chess. For tickets and more information, go to stlouischessclub.org.
There's a weekend vacation, a one-tank trip in a nearby city you won't want to skip. St. Louis is the stop for non-stop fun. So much fun for your family, infinity plus a ton. There's museums full of art and super fun slides. Upside-down concretes, twisty, turny rides. Houses full of magic, some with butterflies. Gardens growing flowers, parks with giant eyes. St. Louis is the stop for non-stop fun. So much fun for your family, infinity plus a ton.
A moment comes in chess when you need to test yourself at a different level. Chess 24 Premium offers the tools that you need to reach your maximum potential. From hundreds of interactive video lessons to becoming part of the Chess 24 community. You can analyze with friends or coach your students live. You get 24/7 coverage of chess news and events, access to premium analysis and commentary, and the chance to interact with grandmasters and other top players and coaches. Get advice from the best and even challenge them to a battle. Be the best chess player you can be. It's time to level up your game with Chess 24 Premium membership.
Hi, I'm Mike Matheny. Whether you play chess for fun or want to boost your child's academic performance, come visit the Chess Club and Scholastic Center of St. Louis, right here in the chess capital of the U.S. From a welcoming, diverse environment to a scholastic outreach program, Now in over 100 schools, our center across from the World Chess Hall of Fame in the Central West End has it all. So whether you've played for years or never before, we invite you to experience all chess has to offer.
Well, happy early April Fools, everybody. It turns out we are with the champions of the match. Ira Zhao with that victory. It actually gave the St. Louis Junior Bishops, or whatever you want to call them, the championship, huh? Because it turns out Adi Panda actually played with the white pieces on board 8 when he was supposed to play with black. So whenever you see your pairing, you can just sit down as the white pieces and just make them say, hey, I thought I was supposed to be white. So that's what Adi did. He tricked them, and it worked. It worked. So Adi Panda victorious, Ira Zhao victorious, St. Louis victorious, and good news for us, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Well, whatever. All right, so you want to go over your game and see your big comeback at the end, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you were supposed to have white,
Wrong game.
and you had the white. Okay, we were at so here we go. E4, knight c6. You don't see this very often,
Yeah.
huh?
I don't know if he he just plays this because he seemed like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I can play like knight f3 and he can play e5 and we can transpose, but
Yeah. Whenever I play this or play against this, I strive for them never to be able to play d5.
yeah, that's a good point because after d4, d5, it's kind of hard to decide what to do with the e-pawn.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, c4, maybe knight c3 is best.
Yeah.
But then after e5, he gets like a good version of a double king pawn.
Okay. Okay. Shameless plug. If you watch my beginner breakdown videos, it's called a simple move by a simple man. I forced the guy on move 10 to actually play d6 instead of the d5. So if you want to check out that video after the broadcast, feel free to check that one out. Okay. So d4. So he gets d5 in right away. You advance, bishop f5. So this is actually kind of crucial here. So he's eyeing c2.
Yeah, but I just thought this is like, a French or Caro-Kann position where black has a knight on c6 and he can't play c5. So
Right. So it's actually kind of blocking him. So if he played knight to b4, I guess were you just gonna play?
Yeah, I was thinking, knight a3, and then I play c3 next move, and I
kick the knight back.
I'm not even sure. Like the knight might be fine once it goes to c2.
I got you. Okay. So queen to d7. So now you knew he was gonna castle long.
Yeah. So then I thought, but if he wants to castle long, and I castle short, he probably knows what he's doing, and also, I'm not quite sure that my attack is actually that fast. So
you just bring out your
Yeah.
bishop to protect the pawn.
I was also considering bishop d3,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah. H6. So I guess he was eyeing
G5.
right after. Oh yeah. So he's playing
G5,
G5 here. Yep. So bishop. So he does castle long after knight c3.
Knight c3, I'm not sure about that. But on the other hand, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, right. Just get your pieces out and see what develops here. Bishop takes. Yeah. So he gave you the option to double pawns, and you took it. And then I was very impressed with this move here.
Yeah, h4. I thought h4 was really strong because before I took, actually, I didn't think it. And then after I took, I was like, oh no, he's going to play g5, f4.
Right.
I have to stop that.
Yeah. Good. You saw his plan and you prevented it. Excellent. And then
g6, no. I honestly thought g6 was just bad. I expected like f6.
yeah. So after knight e2, he does play the move f6, much to Grandmaster Ben Feingold's chagrin.
Yeah, no, and here I thought for a while, I was considering maybe I should have played knight f4 instead, and I was looking at lines. So, can you make moves or not?
I cannot make moves, unfortunately. I can just pretend.
Okay, so knight f4, and then f takes e5, and I was looking at knight takes g6, the rook on h8 is hanging, but then he can play something like e4, knight takes h8, e takes f3, and I have no idea what's going on. Because if I take the pawn, he's going to play queen h7, my knight's trapped, and if I don't take the pawn, then he's going to take on g2, and he has a bunch of pawns in activity. So I wasn't sure about that, and I was just like, and after knight f4, he can like even play queen f7, and probably e6 is just bad. So like maybe it's just better to play simple and take.
Yeah, so you avoid the complications with the take. He gets his knight out.
And then
knight f4.
And rook g8 is like the obvious move.
Yep,
But now actually I have
protect the
some
pawn.
issues because he's going to play g5, and once he plays g5, I think he's just better.
And there's no way we can prevent it, huh?
Well, I went knight d3, but now I wasted so many moves. I haven't castled yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to get g5 in eventually if he wants to.
And I'm assuming you want to castle queenside.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's
Once
kinda
I played
scary.
h4, I pretty much was settled on castling queenside.
Great. Yep. All right,
Knight
knight. So now queen to d2, huh? Yep. Good.
Yeah. I think I'm just worse here. I'm not really sure what went wrong, but now this is definitely much worse because e3 is going to be weak forever and ever and ever.
Forever, ever. Yeah. Later in the game, he pounds down knight to e4, but then he moves it again. So we'll get to that position later. But yeah, that was interesting that he finally got there, and then as soon as he got there, he moved it. But okay,
yeah, bishop d6 was strong, right? Because now no knight e5, and well, I can do it. Probably, maybe this was my best shot because what I had in the game was just dead loss, like knight d5, knight takes e5, knight takes e5, bishop takes.
So you
Takes.
retreat knight f2 here, and so now he's just going to pile up on e3. Another thing about that, well, we'll get to that position too, is in the game he could have taken on e3 at one point.
Oh yeah, and he didn't. He played knight b5,
Yeah.
and I was so confused.
Yeah, right. We'll get to that position shortly here. So rook protects the pawn.
Yeah, I think probably maybe that one was the wrong rook because.
The wrong rook. Well, this h pawn is protected.
Well, no, because I think later I wanted my rook on d1 because d4 was protected and I might have e4 shots, but I don't even know. This is really bad already.
Well, if you played this one, if you played
yeah.
that one, then you wouldn't be able to play rook to g1 then.
No, I wanted to play g4, but I could never get it to work, and now he has bishop g3, and I can't really do anything about it.
So you just protect it.
You know.
Push our queen up.
I was just kind of making moves.
King get a little bit safer. That way there's no possible pin on the dark
Yeah, no,
squares.
because once he plays f4, then I can't take in that position.
Yeah.
So now
smart.
a3 was just it's your turn because
Yeah, it's your turn.
no, I thought there was a slight chance he might take on h4,
Ooh.
but taking h4 is probably bad. That's just my opinion. 'Cause
I-
right now I can't move at all. Once you take, I'm down a pawn, but at least I can sort of move.
I think in the live broadcast, which is obviously still the live broadcast, but when the game was live, this is the point that we started watching again after the opening. So okay, so this is kind of what we saw earlier in the match. So queen here, and I thought you were in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, I'm in some, but not as. I don't think it's as bad as it was before. The only issue is I have like, I don't know, 2 minutes, and he has like 6.
Yeah, you were almost in the critical zone. So rook takes, queen takes, rook back, queen back. Oh, and yep. So rook attacks the queen, queen attacks the pawn. Knight to d3 here.
Yeah, I have to try to get some counterplay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that you might play like knight to c5, and then I was thinking you would just play like b4, b5, and see what was up. But
Yeah,
you
that's
never, it
too
never
weak,
happened,
man.
never happened.
No.
Yeah, and at this point you're really down on time
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you just move back. Yeah.
Well, no, because now f4 is vacated.
Oh,
so I
so it was a trick. I got you. Okay, good.
And then after this, I just made a move instantly without thinking. Maybe here, I don't know if knight e5 is better. It might be.
Knight up here. They both look pretty promising. So protects the pawn.
Yeah, I don't even.
Knight
I don't
attacks
know
the
what I'm
queen.
doing.
Knight back to his home.
Yeah, here is.
Threatens
really
to trade the knights, and you say no way.
No, but now he has knight takes d4, so I think I had to
Yeah.
move my knight somewhere else.
Yeah, that was when it was looking kind of shady for you.
Yeah.
And so obviously you can't take the pawn because of queen takes queen. So you move the queen out of the danger.
Yeah, now he can, instead of
Knight.
that, he could have just taken on e3. I don't see what's wrong with that.
Wow, he could have taken on e3. That's the move I was recommending, but I totally was oblivious to this threat too, the knight fork.
Oh no, knight f3 doesn't work because I take
Oh,
it.
because you take and
Yeah,
then
that's why
pawn
I
takes
played
rook
queen
takes
f2. That's
queen.
why I played queen f2.
Excellent. So yeah, this is when I was yelling like he should just take it. But he doesn't.
I don't know. He thought for some time. He's probably afraid of something. I don't know.
Yeah, because then he gets two passers. But knight to f4, and then this is when he can slam this one, and I thought he was doing excellent here.
He is.
And then we kind of drifted away from this game because I thought like, oh my God, that's gonna be lights out for you. But you get some counterplay here somehow. So I'm very intrigued on how this ends up playing out. So you attack the queen again, queen moves.
Yeah, I go back, and
Go
then he
back.
just missed my threat knight g6. If he didn't, I mean, after I win the exchange, he's still better. But if he didn't miss that, then yeah, this is just terrible.
Yeah, knight takes, rook takes, and now
Now
yeah.
he's still better because he has two pawns and like my e3 is weak and stuff. But his king is weak, and we both have like a minute or so.
Right. So yeah. So now you have to start playing. You have the attack now. So he's got to be. He's kind of on the defending well, and when you're down on time, right? It's tougher to defend than attack. So knight, he gets this attack, and yeah, I did not like this plan of his. I love this knight
Yeah.
way better on e.
No, it's not
E5
that.
thing.
It's more that his back rank is weak, and he just doesn't realize.
He
It ma-
doesn't-
like after king d7, I can like.
Oh yeah, you get the shot of the
Well,
year
now
here.
I can.
Yeah.
Instead of queen d6, if he goes king d7, like even queen b8 is very.
So everybody see that if the king goes to the light square on d7, Iris can jump into b8 and threaten queen takes pawn check and all the good
Or
stuff.
queen d8 mate.
Or queen to d8 mate.
And
Yeah,
rook
check
to d8.
get a couple spike checks. Yeah, queen to d8 mate. That's a little bit better, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
in
mean,
this position,
no,
I-
after king c7, queen g3, probably this is already really good for white. If he played king d7 after rook h8, wait, go back.
Yeah.
So like if he played king d7 instead, before.
King
here.
d7 right here.
Yeah. Then probably after rook e. Can I get away with rook eh1? I'm gonna lose my pawn sooner or later. Maybe then. He's still probably doing really well, but he has to make sure he doesn't get mated, and that's not easy with him.
It's not easy. Okay, so let's see how the game really went, and then this is your moment of fame here.
Yeah, after queen d6, I was this close to playing queen takes d6. I'm like, oh, well, trading queens, it's easier to play. Then I'm like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah, I totally missed it too, Iris. I was saying you have to trade queens and play rook e2 instantly, but luckily you surveyed the board, looked at all your checks, and came up with the stomper rook to c8 check.
That's why you need to do these tactics. I mean, if this was given to you as a tactic, you would see it in 1 second. But if you still have to do a lot of them so that in cases like this, you don't miss it. Right. So now, like if king d7, rook d8 checks.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Rook,
I know, but actually he should have done that maybe.
rook.
Well, no, I don't think it makes sense.
I think king take, because that way you avoid the check here.
Yeah.
And then rook retreats to the back row, so now you just have to protect your rook.
Yeah, now this is just winning.
Yeah.
He just played on because, like, I played on
Right, I
You
mean,
have to wait till you're dead lost.
It turned out this was a decisive match, right? It turned out, because we thought this was already over, the match for the Zugdidi team at this point, but fortunately for us, I mean, this was the game clincher, the match clincher, right?
Yeah.
Right. So he shouldn't resign here. He's got to play on to to death, I guess. And yeah, you do very well mopping it up. Check. And then, yeah, I love this. Just get rid of his final threat here. And you do a great job of hunting down that pawn and
then mating him.
Mating. Check. And then, yeah, he could play d3 here, but then obviously you just take it with the queen, and that's all she wrote. So congratulations, Iris. You clinched the match for the St. Louis squad, and I'm sure they're all proud of you. We're about ready to have a pizza party here, I think, and celebrate the big match victory here. So lots of fun. Let's go to a commercial break, and maybe we can put a bow on this when we come back.
Hi, I'm Mike Matheny. Whether you play chess for fun or want to boost your child's academic performance, come visit the Chess Club and Scholastic Center of St. Louis, right here in the chess capital of the U.S. From a welcoming, diverse environment to a scholastic outreach program, now in over 100 schools, our center, across from the World Chess Hall of Fame in the Central West End, has it all. So whether you've played for years or never before, we invite you to experience all chess has to offer.
Question on Twitter from Damas. I should not have pronounced that. That was a bit of a trap, yeah?
For those of you who are new to chess, it might look like ba3 is an illegal move here because white advances pawn 2 squares, not 1. But it's a little something we call en passant. And you can do that, but you have to do it instantly. You can't wait for a move, like let's say play king e7, king g2, and now try, because I'm gonna do it.
I'm sorry. This is too funny for words.
This is a software glitch? I'm pretty sure there's not a lot.
Lawrence. Hello, Lawrence. Yeah, I'll play 4 against Lawrence. And now he's going to play something against me which we discussed at length during the course of my stay. Yeah, he told me this is excellent. d5, this was what I was kind of hoping for, because now I think e5 is quite strong. No, Lawrence, this is not how chess works. Sadly, it would be much, much more fun if chess actually worked like this. But I don't think it does. Or maybe it does. Well, that's me regretting what I just said. How did I get from there to here is a little bit beyond me. And what's worse, I will never hear the end of it. My quality of life has just gone downhill tremendously because I'm actually sharing the office with the guy.
Be surprised, be intrigued, be delighted. The World Chess Hall of Fame in St. Louis is nothing you'd expect and everything you love. 3 galleries highlight the history, culture, and creativity behind the game. Explore chess in ways you never imagined. It's a one-of-a-kind cultural institution where rare artifacts and world-class art play together. The World Chess Hall of Fame, mind, art experience.
Hello, chess fans, and welcome back to Today in Chess, where we talk about all the happenings of the day in chess. And specifically today, Zugdidi versus St. Louis, the match. I'm Ben Simon, along with Mike Kummer, and we're here to wrap up the show with, well, we gotta say, the reports of our demise were greatly exaggerated, and part of that is my fault. We have some corrections to issue. So let's take a look at the pairings right now for boards 5 through 8. Now, we're looking at the bottom boards first for a reason, because the top boards actually culminated the match. That was the climax. So here is the mix-up. On board number 8, Adi Panda was slated to play black. He actually played white. So we played the match with 5 whites. So look, it's an exhibition, right? It's all about having fun. So if they want to raise a fuss, they have a right, I guess. But no, but congratulations to Adi Panda, because white did win, and it was Adi. So there's a 1-point swing right there. Also in the round, we had Shania did win against Newman, and then going up, Selena lost to Nika. We did say that. And then finally, on board 5, Aiden Wang did defeat Sichinava. So congratulations.
So that was a wash on the bottom boards, 2-2.
Yes.
So the match will be determined by what happened on 1 through 4.
And we take a look at 1 through 4. And there's a mix-up here as well on boards 1 through 4. We have to tell you, first of all, that we were accurate in most cases. It was just
3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 again.
3 out of 4 ain't bad, right?
Yeah, right.
So here are the well, we still there we go, 1 through 4. So board 4 was a draw, the only one. It was forced by Bechavia on Zhang. Board number 3 did have Alika defeating Aaron. Board number 2. Let's put a star next to this one because it was incorrectly reported and it was my fault. I do apologize. The way I had the games displayed on my screen confused me. But it's some good news we have here because it was not Sartanya winning the game. It was Ashish Panda.
So the Pandas really came through for the St. Louis club, going 2-0.
Yes. So Ashish got the checkmate with black. And so it actually all came down to board number 1, Iris and Kvartshava. So Iris wins, and she clinches the match.
Yes.
The final score is 4.5 to 3.5. St. Louis wins.
Yeah, so what looked like an anticlimactic game for the Iris was just playing on. We thought no big deal. And it ended up, that was the match clincher. So sorry to, well, it saved your heart, right? Because maybe Iris thought the pressure was off and played, and she got the big comeback victory over Satni and Zugdidi.
If you were watching on leechess.org, you were thinking, what the heck are they talking about with those two games? But it's all good news for us, and we do thank the Georgian team for a great match.
Oh, for sure. It was a lot of fun, and I'm sure the Froyo gang and the Pandas are rejoicing right now.
Yes. So maybe we'll meet again down the road. Time will tell.
You never know.
But, we're here with Today in Chess,
Yes.
Mike, and it's been a big week in chess.
Oh, for sure.
Especially in the U.S., because on Tuesday, the candidates ended, man.
Yep, there was a party in the Central West End, that's for sure. Champagne was flowing, and everybody was dancing in the streets, as the song says. Yep, it was great. So Fabiano, the St. Louis resident, Fabiano Cariano, proud St. Louis Archbishop as well, will be contesting Magnus Carlsen in November, hopefully in St. Louis. Wouldn't that be a hoot? And yeah, he's playing Magnus Carlsen as we speak, right?
I'm not too sure as we speak, but they are meeting in the first round in Grenke. And that's kind of unusual sometimes. You have the world champion and his challenger playing, during the time in the cycle when it's determined they're going to meet. So you maybe should check that out. They were playing in Berlin, Germany. This was going all month long and ended on Tuesday. And we were in a position where Fabiano Caruana in the position to be the first American to challenge for the lineal and true World Chess Championship since 1972 with Bobby Fischer, had to perform well against Alexander Grishuk with the black pieces. It was a tough, yet not impossible task, and as the round neared its conclusion, we saw that what we once thought was unthinkable may indeed happen. And Fabiano Caruana is slated to meet the world chess champion in London later this year. Right now, we have a special video package of the reaction here in St. Louis as we got the news from Berlin.
All right.
This last move is an indication that Fabi is... And rook g1 and more... He's not offering the draw.
He wants to cover that file. Yeah. And I think Fabi's going to go to D8. Yeah, to D8. E8 or D8? D8. Delta. And I think Grishuk will go back. It's dangerous, especially because you see that pawn on G2. It's hard for the bishop to defend the pawn on G2. So it's not so... Now it's a threat. But now it's white to move, so he'll do something right, honestly. C4. Yeah. How does that deal with bishop E1?
There's time. It resigns today.
Is
it over?
That's it.
So we have 5 minutes.
How'd you get the word?
It's
done? Live? Yeah. You can't say anything yet, but it's done. It's done, guys.
What do you mean you can't say?
And we have breaking news. The game is over. Fabiano Caruana has won against Alexander Grishuk, winning his spot in style. Bravo.
Fabi.
Woo!
And come November, he will challenge Magnus Carlsen for the world title, and there are cheers going on in the club. This is a match everybody has wanted to see.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Oh, so happy. Oh. So awesome. So awesome.
Oh, so happy.
Okay, you guys do it.
Right now?
Yep,
go. Here we go.
Pull it up.
There we go.
Cheers.
Oh my God.
All right.
Oh, man.
Formidable Vladimir Kramnik also he was still in contention up to the last round. If everything swung his way, he could have become the challenger.
Santina, how does it feel to watch your youngster pull this off and is now the challenger to the world title?
Feels like a dream. Maybe I wake up. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited for Fabiano. He deserves it. I can't believe it. My heart is pounding.
Point.
I know.
Make it clear. Make it clear. Exclam. Exclam. Bam. Resign.
Bam.
All of us. How sweet. All of us.
Where's
that? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I got tears in my eyes.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Is that awesome?
That's bad.
That is moving.
I want that.
Girl, get here.
Send that. Send that.
Come on. It's on the world
I don't care what it's on.
Send it to everyone.
Hey.
Get in here.
Pay attention.
Look at that.
I'm absolutely thrilled. Coming into today, I wasn't sure what would happen, and somehow things just came together perfectly at the end, so I really couldn't be happier. I mean, it's still so far away, but I'll prepare very seriously for it. I think I'll come well prepared, and it'll be a tough fight.
A tough fight indeed. Man, so much happening in that video package. You notice that little kid that was in that group photo.
Yeah.
That is Jen Shahade's son, named Fabian, after who else but Fabiano Caruana.
Yeah. Fabiano, yeah, he just wants to be called Fabi.
Yeah.
No other nicknames needed, just Fabi.
Wish I would have had my Fabi Wins shirt on today. I kind of forgot about that. But no, it's a big deal, you guys. And we were on kind of a 5-minute delay from the official feed. So people were like, should I glance forward at the live moves or should I wait and look at Chess 24? You know, it was a tough call because we were so excited to see how Fabiano was going to win this tournament and become the challenger for the World Championship.
Right. It was kind of inevitable, right? And, like 2 hours into the match, but Grisha kept on and on and on and winding down, grinding down, and eventually Fabi just winded him down, and Grisha had enough. And Fabi advances to the candidates. Unfortunately, not having a stellar day today, but give the guy a break, okay?
He's saving it. He's saving it.
Save it. Yeah, save it. Which was probably my recommendation anyway. It looks like Magnus has some pass pawns, which was kind of the theme of the day, and it's going to get a queen, and, that's all right.
This is in the Grenke tournament that's happening live right now in Germany.
Right, yep, playing against the world champion, Magnus Carlsen. So Magnus had all time to prepare for this match, and probably wanted to strike a little fear into Fabi, but Fabi has beaten Magnus before, as everybody remembers the big 7-0 Sinkfield Cup start in 2014.
Yeah.
So he beat him that day, and he drew him in it was a double round robin. So Fabi has some good results against Magnus.
Yeah, promising, I mean, no one's winning against Magnus,
right.
But they're promising. And Magnus, I'm sure you recall, in 2016, Magnus did not play in the Grand Chess Tour because he was slated to defend his title against Karyakin later that year.
Correct.
Fabiano Caruana is going for the World Championship, and he's not taking a breather, you guys, because he not only is playing in Grenke, but he's also playing in the U.S. Chess Championship, trying to regain the title that he won in 2016.
Yeah, and just because he's definitely the favorite, but hey, he's got some tough competition in that event. I believe Grandmaster Wesley So is going to compete along with Hikaru Nakamura, and when Hikaru Nakamura is playing, anything can happen. He's a very exciting chess player. And along with, our own archbishops, too, Grandmaster Varakobian and Grandmaster Yaro Zarabuk will be back, too. So hey, you can't take that lightly. And as Fabiano knows, as he actually lost to Zarabuk last year as well. But hey, he's still Fabiano, so he is the favorite still.
It's a 12-player round-robin event. We have the top 3 players that we just mentioned and the rest of the field. But this U.S. Championship is so unpredictable. We've seen Alejandro Ramirez and Varakobian and others come so close to the championship. It's not a given that those top 3, Nakamura, So, and Caruana, will be the winner. And it also, at the same time as the 2018 U.S. Championship, as always, the 2018 U.S. Women's Championship. The first round kicks off on April 18th here in St. Louis, and if you can't be with us live, you can catch all the action at uschesschamps.com. Mike, this is the 10th year we've hosted the U.S. Championship.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate here in St. Louis to have such a great facility that the players want to come here. I mean, they love the facility, and we love to have it for them. And I got to do one quick shout out to FIDE Master Mike Klein. The Chess Life article and the artwork is just spectacular in the preview of the U.S. Chess Championship and the U.S. Women's Championship. Check out that magazine. It's awesome artwork.
I think it just came out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hot off the shelves, hot off the presses, and it's a great article, great artwork, and it's really informative and exciting.
Chess Life,
Life, yeah.
world's #1 chess magazine for sure. Yep. So that will do it for us here in St. Louis. We thank you for joining us. This show was produced by the world's greatest production B team. Isaac Schranz is graphics and audio. Danny Machuca is your technical director. We want to thank the rest of the staff here at the Chess Club for helping out today. And I'm here with the one and only
international arbiter Mike Kama,
the most entertaining man in chess. My name is Ben Simon, and until the U.S. Championship on April 18th, we say so long from the Show Me State. This has been a presentation of the St. Louis Chess Club.